In the distant sky, that piece of dreamy wonderland, there lived a group of elves in charge of the weather. Sun elves, like the messenger of light and warmth, surrounded by glittering light, she waved her hand's shining wand. Warm sunshine will be like gold and silver strands pouring down, gently caressing the earth. Wherever you go, everything wakes up, vibrant. Wind Sprite is just like the spirit of the dancer. She is light, thin as a cicada wings slightly fluttering. Every dance, there will be a breeze and her rhythm in the sky and earth shuttle. The breeze is like a mischievous elf, gently ruffling the leaves, playing with flowers, bringing a burst of coolness and comfort to the world. Snow elves are like the queen of the snow world, her flawless white skirt fluttering with the wind. Whenever she opened her lips, singing softly, crystal clear snowflakes will be fluttering down, like countless white butterflies dancing in the air, the earth decorated into a fairy tale world of silver. And in this group of elves, rain elves have a unique charm. Her hair hangs down like a waterfall, and her eyes are like deep lakes, flickering with spiritual light. Whenever she dances, her delicate posture seems to be one with the world. Accompanied by her graceful dance, rounded raindrops fell from the clouds, like broken pearls, half sprinkled. Raindrops moisturize the parched earth, so that the trees come to life, draw out tender green buds. Rivers in the rain injection, rushing happily, playing the music of life. Field crops are also nourished in the rain, thriving, heralding the hope of a good harvest. However, with the quiet flow of time, the rain elves gradually realize that human beings do not seem to welcome her rain. In the streets and alleys, people's complaints rose and fell. This rain has made the road so muddy that it's hard to walk. I just washed my clothes, and they're soaked again by this rain. It's so annoying. I was planning to go out to play, but now it's all spoiled by this rain. These words, like sharp thorns, pierced the heart of the rain elf one by one. She watched people rush around in the rain, their faces full of boredom and helplessness, and the sense of loss in her heart grew stronger and stronger. Finally, in a gloomy day, the rain elf can no longer bear this aggravation. She quietly hid in the sky, a dark as ink in the clouds, decided not to appear. Since the rain elf left, the earth seems to have lost the source of vitality. The sun became hotter and hotter, baking the earth mercilessly. The water level of the lake fell sharply. Once sparkling lake surface gradually dried up, revealing a cracked bottom of the lake, as if the dry lips of the earth, in a silent cry. The water flow of the river is decreasing. The original rushing river became moribund. The river channel is left with a puddle of muddy water. Plants have lost the nourishment of rainwater. The leaves gradually withered and curled, and the vitality faded from them little by little. In the fields, the crops withered in large patches, and the farmers looked at the lifeless land with despair and helplessness on their faces. In a small village shrouded in orange light, there was a little girl named Lily. She had a deep love for rain. Whenever it rains, Lily always sits quietly in front of the window and listens to the sound of the raindrops tapping on the window. The ticking sound sounds to her as if it is the most beautiful music played by nature. She likes to run and play in the rain, feel the coolness and comfort of the raindrops on her cheeks, and let the rain wet her clothes. At night, with the sound of the rain, Lily could always go to sleep sweetly. However, now the departure of the rain elves has plunged the village into a drought. The lake in the village has completely dried up, and the bottom of the lake is covered with deep cracks. The orange trees in Lily's orchard have also withered and faded due to the lack of water, and the oranges that once hung all over the branches have become shriveled and skinny. Looking at those wrinkled oranges, Lily's heart was filled with sadness and heartache. In order to bring the rain spirit back to earth, Lily came to the orchard every day and sat under an orange tree. She picked a wide leaf and wrote down her thoughts and hopes for the rain wizard with her slender fingers. "Rain wizard, where are you? We all miss you. The earth needs your rain. Our village can't live without you." After writing, she gently threw the leaves into the sky, hoping that the wind would bring these leaves, which carried her wishes, to the rain genie's side. One afternoon, a strange wind suddenly blew in the originally clear sky. The wind whistled, swirling the dust on the ground and swirling in the air. The light around them dimmed, as if the whole world was covered by a shadow. Just when Lily felt scared, a beautiful figure appeared in front of her eyes. It was the wind elf, her wings gently fluttering in the breeze, flashing with colorful light, like a fairy in a dream. "Lily, I saw the letter you wrote on the leaves." The wind elf's voice was soft and pleasant, like a babbling stream in the mountains. "Do you really want to find the rain elf?" the wind elf asked with a smile. Lily nodded firmly with a longing gleam in her eyes and said, "I want to find the rain elf so badly. I know how important the rain is to us. Now without rain, everything in the village is so bad. I must bring the rain elf back." Impressed by Lily's sincerity and persistence, the wind elf unhooked an umbrella emitting a 7-colored light from her waist, handed it to Lily, and said, "This rainbow umbrella will help you on your way to find the rain elf. However, there will be many hardships and obstacles ahead, so you must face them bravely." Lily took the umbrella and gratefully said to the wind genie, "Thank you, wind genie, I will be brave." Lily said
"Goodbye"
to the wind fairy and set out on a journey to find the rain fairy. She traveled along the dry river. The land under her feet was as dry and cracked as a tortoise shell, raising a cloud of dust with every step. In the distant fields, the crops had long since dried up, leaving only a scorched yellow color. After walking for who knows how long, Lily came to a blazing desert. The sun was high in the sky, scorching the earth mercilessly, and the sand on the ground was so hot that it seemed to melt everything. Gusty winds mixed with gravel scraped across Lily's cheeks like sharp blades, making it almost impossible for her to open her eyes. A suffocating heat filled the desert, and with every breath, it was as if she could feel her lungs being burned. Lily opened her rainbow umbrella, and instantly, a cool breeze gushed out of it, dispersing the heat around her. Aided by the breeze, Lily trudged through the desert. The sand under her feet was constantly flowing, and every step she took required great effort. Sweat soaked through her shirt and slid down her cheeks, but Lily never gave up, with only one belief in her heart: she must find the rain elf. After an unknown amount of time, Lily finally saw the end of the desert, and a green forest appeared in front of her eyes. A burst of ecstasy in her heart, she accelerated her pace and ran forward, leaving a series of deep and shallow footprints behind her, which were soon buried by the wind and sand again. Lily walked into these woods only to find them barren. The leaves of the trees had long since fallen off, leaving only bare branches and trunks, like a monster with teeth and claws. The ground was covered with thick dry leaves, which made a crunching sound when stepped on. There was a dead silence around, no birds singing, no insects chirping. Suddenly, Lily heard a rustling sound, and she raised her head alertly, only to see a row of dry vines crawling rapidly towards her. The vines were so fast that they wrapped around Lily's legs in an instant. Lily struggled hard, but the vines got tighter and tighter, as if they were going to strangle her legs. At this critical moment, Lily remembered the rainbow umbrella that the wind spirit had given her. She took a deep breath, opened the umbrella, and then gently turned it. In an instant, the umbrella blossomed with a dazzling light, which shot at the vines like a sharp sword. The vines gradually loosened their bonds on Lily under the light and slowly retreated back. Lily didn't dare to stay and continued to rush forward. She weaved through the woods, dodging the dangers that could strike again at any time. Finally, after passing through a dense patch of dead trees, Lily saw the dark clouds floating in the sky ahead of her, and she knew that the rain elves were there. Lily quickened her pace and ran in the direction of the dark cloud. However, a wide, dry riverbed crossed her path. The riverbed was filled with slimy mud and emitted a pungent odor. There was no bridge over the riverbed, and the distance between the banks was too great to jump across. Lily looked at the daunting riverbed with some difficulty in her mind. But the thought of the dry lake in the village, the withered orange trees, and the expectant eyes of the villagers gave her courage. She raised her rainbow umbrella and prayed silently in her heart. A miracle happened again, and from the umbrella came a stream of colorful light, which gradually converged into a glittering bridge over the dry riverbed. Lily carefully stepped onto the bridge, one step at a time. The bridge trembled slightly under her feet, but always held her steady. When Lily finally made it to the other side of the river, she was so excited that she burst into tears. She lifted her head, looked up at the near dark cloud, and cried out, "Rain elf, are you there? I'm coming for you." A sad voice came from the dark clouds. "I'm here, but I'm not going back. No one likes me." Lily heard the loss and resignation in the rain elf's words, and she said softly, "Rain elf, that's not really true. Thanks to your rain, the trees can thrive, the rivers can run, and people have water to drink. Without you, everything in the world would have withered and faded." The rain elf hesitated and said, "But people always complain about my rain, saying it brings a lot of trouble." Lily smiled and said, "Not everyone thinks that way. I just really like your rain. I love the sound of the raindrops falling and the feeling of playing in the rain. It's an unbelievably wonderful experience." The rain elf was so moved by Lily's words that a single crystal tear slipped down her cheek. The tear shimmered in the air and magically transformed into a tiny raindrop. The raindrop slowly fell and dripped onto the back of Lily's hand. People ran out of their homes and tilted their heads up to feel the moisturizing rain. Children ran and played happily in the rain, their laughter echoing throughout the village. They stretched out their hands and caught the falling raindrops as if they were catching the most precious gift in the world. Seeing the people so happy, the rain spirit showed a pleased smile. She gently raised her hands, and the sky was suddenly covered with dark clouds, and a hearty downpour poured down. The rain fell on the fields, the crops enjoyed the rain, the original yellow leaves gradually became green, rain fell on the orchard, the orange trees revitalized, the tender green leaves swaying in the rain, as if in the rain to thank the rain elf. Rain fell on the river flowed merrily and sang a happy song. The rain elf turned to look at Lily with gratitude and happiness in her eyes. "Thank you, Lily. Because of you, I feel love and have rediscovered my mission." Lily smiled. "I'm glad you're back. Everything is better now." A gentle breeze passed by with a hint of coolness and freshness, gently lifting Lily and sending her home. Lily stood in front of the window, quietly looking out at the silky curtain of rain, her heart filled with joy. The raindrops hit the window glass and made a crisp sound, as if playing a wonderful lullaby. The night deepening, Lily climbed into her soft bed, a sweet smile on her lips. She knew that every drop of rain was a miracle of nature, and that she herself had played an important role in this journey to save the earth. To the soothing and rhythmic ticking of the raindrops, Lily slowly closed her eyes and entered a sweet dream. In her dream, she saw people in the village dancing happily in the rain, orange trees bearing big, sweet oranges, and the whole world full of life and vigor.